With me, I have a copy of the press release that was sent out by California State University Public Affairs Office. All animals go through a special training program in order to determine what color paw they will get. Most of them earn this brown paw, which means they have passed the skill test, making it easier for them to be adopted. He believes the violations were done intentionally, and it'll take up to 30 days before the defendants are required to respond to the court. The midterm election has left Republicans as the new majority in the U.S. Senate. Thank you so much for taking the time out for your busy schedules to be with us today. Can you tell us what states have jumped in on this with you and maybe which ones haven't and why that is? The next event will be a celebration of Cinco de Mayo here at Burton Chase Park. Visitors will bring food of their choice to share in a potluck. In Marina Del Rey, I'm Melissa Trahin, reporting for Valley View News. The Los Angeles City Council passed the Airport Zone Ordinance in 2007. Requiring hospitality businesses in the LAX corridor to pay a living wage. Daily Grill restaurant, located inside the Westin Hotel, is facing a class action lawsuit from 3 of its employees for failing to pay the proper living wage.
It refuses to even pay its employees the hotel minimum wage. Instead, it cheats each of its hourly employees out of 50 or 60 cents an hour. That's $4 or $5 a day. That's $20 or $25 a week. That's $80 or $100 a month. That's $1,000 per employee each year.
Hotel employers are required to pay each employee one of 2 living wage levels. The living wage without payment toward health care currently stands at $12.16 per hour.
Today we don't have any benefits. Since the time I work, I haven't had any health benefits. So the rate that they are paying me should be higher, and it's not.
Me siento muy desilusionada.
I'm very disillusioned with this company, Grill Concepts. I am annoyed. We need every cent we earn to take care of our family. Almost all of our checks go to pay rent, the lights, and the phone, our bills.
Teléfono, la renta, lo necesario para cada familia.
According to attorney Rennick, the lawsuit seeks hundreds of thousands of dollars in unpaid wages. He believes the violations were done intentionally, and it'll take up to 30 days before the defendants are required to respond to the court. In Los Angeles, I'm Melissa Trahin, reporting for Valley View News. Natural and man-made disasters can happen suddenly and without warning. According to the United States Geological Survey, California is number 2 in the top 10 earthquake states, and yet hardly anyone is prepared for the next big shake.
I have found that people have become very complacent, if you will. The Northridge earthquake, that was so long ago, it was over 20 years ago, and they might have gone out after the Northridge earthquake and bought all this really good preparedness stuff, but not touched it since then. What typically will happen, just like happened last Monday when we had the earthquake, our phone starts ringing off the hook. Hey, do you guys teach those earthquake classes? But it's like those little subtle reminders.
One of the most essential elements of being prepared is having an emergency preparedness kit. The Los Angeles Fire Department recommends having enough supplies to last at least 72 hours.
People automatically assume that somebody else is going to take care of that for them, which again, like I said, don't count on seeing the fire department, so we train people, this is how you do this stuff yourself.
The LAFD offers a community emergency response team program where people can learn medical approaches post-earthquakes.
It's usually 1 night a week for 2 to 2.5 hours long for a 7-week span, but we cover so much in it, basically that gets everybody prepared for everything.
I train people how to use fire extinguishers, how to do the minor medical stuff like Kurt was talking about, even how to do search and rescue.
Depending on the time of day and day of week that an earthquake happens, firefighters will respond to areas where the most victims take priority.
If it's Monday through Friday during school hours, it's probably going to be, we're going to probably want to look at the grade schools, junior highs, and high schools. If it's middle of the night, then we're thinking more apartment buildings, condo complexes. Where do we have the majority of people?
Margaret Noji, Emergency Preparedness Coordinator at St. Cyril Catholic School, says students know just what to do.
The students get under their desks and make sure that their head and neck is under, and their spine if possible, and if they can get their entire bodies under, that's ideal.
April is this year's Earthquake Preparedness Month. People can go to any fire station in the Los Angeles area to find out more about upcoming events that will make them more aware and educated in case of any natural disaster. In Sherman Oaks, I'm Melissa Trahin, reporting for Valley View News. California State University Northridge alum Elizabeth Peisner says she survived what could have been an act of sexual assault. It was 15 years ago when a man approached her while she was at a vending machine inside the kinesiology building. Peisner says a self-defense program at CSUN helped her confront the aggressor.
I was scared out of my mind, absolutely terrified. I screamed. I remember grabbing his arm as part of the training. I do remember that, and I remember doing that. He had a very thick arm, and pulling on it and pulling his weight off balance. I remember doing a low right elbow strike. Again, all the rad training coming back. And I just kept hitting him in the gut, hitting him in the gut, hitting him in the gut, and he finally let go.
The Rape Aggression Defense System, also known as RAD, teaches women basic defensive techniques against many types of assault. CSUN's Captain of Special Services Division, Scott Vanscoy, says RAD is focused on 90% education and 10% hands-on type of response.
We're looking at awareness, being aware of those factors, environmental or individual factors that may put you in harm's way. So that's education. For instance, we teach you about walking paths, what to look for, from landscaping to lighting to being aware of people that are around in the area, making eye contact with those individuals.
While CSUN and most CSU campuses already provide self-defense services, CSU spokesman Mike Olenkamp says they're trying to minimize sexual violence by assigning independent advocates system-wide.
We can never do too much. We're going to have these folks, whether it's one individual, depending on the size of the student population, it could even be a staff. So the idea is that people know that there's someone that they can go to, that their information remains confidential, and it's going to work to help them.
With me, I have a copy of the press release that was sent out by California State University Public Affairs Office. And in it, it states that all 23 of its campuses will have confidential sexual assault victim advocates by June of next year. In Long Beach, Melissa Trahin, Valley View News. Ebola continues to concern many Americans as experts investigate the second case in the U.S. Opponents of Proposition 47, such as California's Coalition Against Sexual Assault and the California's Police Chief Association. Although Burton Chase Sparks focuses on seniors, there's an opportunity for everyone in the community, including pets, children, and adults, to join in on the fun. A nurse who refused to be quarantined after treating Ebola patients is planning to travel to southern Maine. Nurse Casey Hickox will be traveling with her boyfriend but did not reveal the exact destination.